Hey everybody, good morning. Happy Thursday. It's Daryl here. It is coming up on 3:45 a.m. on Thursday morning, April 16th, 2020. All right. Uh I have been investigating this claim that the the printing of the treasury checks was stopped yesterday, the day before, so that Donald Trump's name could be added to the treasury checks. I did not believe this. I didn't believe it. First of all, logically, where would the name go? Why would it be printed on a U.S. Treasury tax check? Um, I suppose that they could print somewhere on it, uh, Donald Trump, United States President. I suppose they could sneak it on there. It's not like it's going to be signed, like out of Donald Trump's bank account. Um, I'll be honest with you guys. I, I try to be positive, right? I try not to hate anyone. I know I've learned that hate will eat you from the inside. But I cannot. I have to honestly say that I despise Donald Trump more than any other human being. I think in 54 years of my life. I have. It goes beyond a lack of respect. It goes to just downright. I think he's the Antichrist. I do. Um, but when I saw this, I there's some things like I've told you guys. I will not post things that I unless I know they're 100% or 99%. If I know that they are truthful, I won't make a video like this unless I'm 99.9% sure it's truthful. I wouldn't post any of that stuff on my Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter accounts. I would not post any of these stories. And I kept looking it up. And there was the thing that initially I did not believe it. Um, the U.S. government, I just assumed that it's such a petty, small thing to do. So obviously, uh, it's just so wrong in so many ways. I just thought even if Trump came up with this, he'd be talked out of it. That's what I really believe that Trump is one man that I am surprised with each coming day. I am surprised. I know this man is capable of unbelievable acts of arrogant, narcissistic, abusive behavior. But as each new day unfolds, I am truly amazed at the new heights that he goes to each day, or new depths that he sinks to each day. I'm dumbfounded still after 3.5 years of the continuing downfall of the Oval Office with this. I don't even have a word for what he is anymore. So, I start to believe. I start to see tweets from Chris Murphy, this United States senator, that this is true. I examine the tweets and they look real. So now, if this is a conspiracy, if this is fake, if Trump did not, if Trump's name is not being put on these checks, then somebody's doing a hell of a job faking it, because now they're faking tweets by United States senators. So I put one post on Facebook. It gets taken down 2 hours later by Facebook, and I see other posts similar have been taken down. So now I'm second guessing myself again. Is this real or is this fake? Because the only reason I would assume that Facebook would take this down is if they thought it was fake, if they were unsure of it. So now it's up in the air. This is 8 hours after the initial claims. This morning, I go to my fact-checking sites. Snopes and PolitiFact is one site I believe in 100%. And PolitiFact won't touch it, hasn't touched it yet, and that's unusual. I think a lot of people are still unsure if it's true or not. Snopes says it's true. It is true. Um, I don't even know what to say. To tell you guys the truth, this is the way I'm going to present it. At this point, when I woke up this morning, I was yesterday. At first, I didn't think it was true. By the end of the day, I was about 90% sure that it was true after seeing Senator Murphy's tweets. Then, after I saw everything got taken down, I lost some of that belief that it was true. This morning, I now see that MSNBC, MSN are posting that it is true. Snopes is saying that it is true. So now again this morning, my percentage as to how sure I am that this is true is about at 90%, 85%. I still find it so hard to believe that our democracy has sunk to this level of a fucking dictatorship, that he's going to stop we're going to stop the printing of these checks for people that have not gotten money. Some people haven't gotten a cent of income in 6 weeks, and they're going to stop even for 5 minutes to stop and put the name on the checks just because of the arrogant, narcissistic personality of this dictator in the White House. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around that. Like I said, never in my life have I encountered a situation where just when I think that it's the most unbelievable thing that I thought I would never see in the United States of America, it gets worse the next day. He lies more the next day. He does something even more anti-American, unconstitutional the next day. Here's the scary thing. It's gotten to a point now where if any other president, I won't even say Obama, if any other president in the history of this country did one thing back in his first year that he did, we would have him hanging by a tree. It's gotten to the point that we've gotten so used to his untruthfulness, his lying, his arrogance, his bullying. We've gotten so accustomed to it and seasoned to it, and it's scary. I was reading a book actually on dictatorships and other forms of government, like in not just dictatorships, but where there's absolute rule, like in Russia. And the book was saying that, like, when there's an election in some of these countries, and it's not 99. They say 99% of the population voted for this person. You know it's fake. You know that there's no way that 99% of a country voted for one person. So a reporter asks, "Why would you do that?" Because you can see that that's obviously not true. Why don't you, if you're going to fake it, if you're going to be dishonest, if you're going to be a false government, why don't you try to trick the people and at least make it seem like it's believable? And I believe this was a Russian politician. He said, "No, we want them to know that it's a lie, and we want to force them to believe it, to accept it." How about that? You know, we don't even want that. We want them to know that we are telling them what reality is, period, and they will believe it. That's scary. And that seems like where we're headed, man. All right. So part 2 of this video, what to do with my art business and the income that I receive, my earnings, my investments. It's quite possible that I'm not qualified to receive a check, to receive money. If I do, I don't know if it's going to be in a bank account or a check. I'm going to say right here, right now, in front of you people, I will tell you if I receive a check in the mail. And if I receive that check, I promise you, I will not cash it. I will not cash that check. I will post it up right here, the actual check, not a copy. And it'll be on my channel every day. I will not cash that check. If it has Donald Trump's name on it, and I receive a check with his name on it, I promise you guys right now, I'm not going to cash that check. You got my word. I know, and you're going to say, well, not everybody is in a position where they can refuse it, and I understand that. And I wouldn't expect people to say that. It's probably, honestly, it's not a smart move. It's a stubborn, foolish thing to do if somebody's offering you money, especially if it's my own tax money, to refuse it. But I've always prided myself on being stubborn and foolish, so why stop now? So yeah, I'm going to refuse. I'm going to say right here, right now, I will tell you guys, if I receive a paper check, and if I do, I will not cash it. If it's put in my bank account, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't know how I would go about separating that and making a point of not using it for my channel. But let me be one of the first to say that I refuse Donald Trump's money. I refuse anything with Donald Trump's name on it, as a matter of my personal belief that he's downright evil, and I refuse to accept anything from him as a matter of my beliefs. So be it. So let it be. So let it be known. So let it be done. So let it be said. All right, you guys have a good Thursday.